could be a ton worse.
It really could be.
That's not bad at all.
All right, so we were wondering how we're going to try to get, we're going to attempt to complete rewire the boat. So we're wondering how we're going to get up to this. We found this anchor locker here that has an open access down, just going, kind of disappearing into the hole. So we're running this fish tape through it. Now that the console is removed, we've got a couple of little holes here that were existing that we're going to try to get this fish tape pulled down into there. And so I just ran it down in the open area.
Unfortunately, when we first looked inside these holes, we saw a bulkhead, probably on top of a stringer of some sort in there. So there's a good chance that somewhere where the hole sides meet the floor, there's an opening somewhere in there. So we're hunting for that and seeing if we can get that fish tape to punch through from the front to right here. Then we can kind of go anywhere we want to. Jiggle it around a little bit. All right, found it.
Yeah. Cool. I was kind of holding it up against the against the underside of the deck.
Yeah.
You see it?
I hear it. I'll see it any minute now. Keep pushing so that
it's not caught like it was.
Oh, here. Just gotta get it, start looping up in here so I can grab it. Oh, there it is.
Way in.
Yeah, no.
It might go all the way back to the...
See if we can get the loop up towards me where I can grab it. There it is. Oh, where'd you go?
Oh yeah.
All right. Now we just go from there to there. That's... Last time I came through this one. This time I came through this one.
Did it?
Yeah. See where the fish tape's going?
Yeah.
Last time it came from this way.
Cool.
Either way, you can find your way there. Yeah. Now the plan is to get it from here to that rigging tube. You're gonna pull. Gonna help me. If you'll manage the slack, I'm gonna try to feed it. There we go. All right. Feed it.
Push.
Yep. So I keep it straight. Fall over that distance.
Yeah, you aren't up to you.
Hold up. Take a little slack back. Just a little bit. There you go. That's good. Push it. Keep pushing. Yeah. All right. Hold up.
Yeah.
Great success.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Now we can run bow lights.
Now we can get it all the way up here and do anything we need to, and surely we can get around this. All right, so when we pulled the fish tape, why? Because this obviously was replaced at some point, but you can see where it was replaced. So whenever they replaced the bow light, they used some of this duplex wire and butt connected here. This is not too bad, but our goal was to completely rewire the whole boat. Now this is factory wiring that goes down in here, and you can feel it going up into the gunnels where it's going here, where it was installed, but before the cap was set.
Yeah, so
What's the problem with that?
most likely in a lot of these production boats, and it typically just tends to be the bow lights, they'll zip tie them to the hull side. The light to the hull side, so it's out of the way while they're setting the caps. They don't cut wires while they're setting the cap on there. Whatever myriad of reasons that they like to zip tie wires from OEM. But essentially what that means is you're not pulling that wire out. And it lives with the boat forever, so best thing you can do, best thing you can do is reach back there as far as you can, cut it, and run new wiring up the hull and get it nice and tight. We'll put a service loop up here. What we want from here to there to be nice and tight, so wires aren't just laying down at the bottom of the front of the bilge. So we'll pull it nice and tight, leave a service loop up here, and
we'll end up abandoning this to the hull and running new positive and negative without lights and anything else we can think of to put up here.
Yeah.
Whenever we pull this fish tape back.
Because even if they didn't,
access there to that.
Even if it wasn't zip tied up there, it's encased in foam.
Yeah.
These whole sides are just
you can
loaded
see it.
with foam.
You can see it through that pie hole where it's after the cap is set, they just blow it full of foam. For flotation is good, but it sticks in your wire.
Yeah, it makes rewiring a little bit more of a challenge, but it's that's every production boat. They're all going to be the same, so you come to expect that on your boat as well.
How long have you been doing this type of stuff?
How long have I been doing this type of stuff?
What's today?
Yeah, right. Off and on, at least 6 years. I like doing it. I enjoy what I do for New Wire Marine. Get to step away from this for a little bit, and then sometimes I get to get back into it. So project management's where I belong, but it is nice to know how to do all this. When I'm talking to customers, it just makes it easy for me to visualize what they're going to go up against, and then make recommendations on not just products that we offer that will help them, but tactics and skills that are easy to describe not everything's easy to describe with this, but the ones that are, I am able to describe them. And it just makes, you know, the whole boat wiring and panel install process not seem quite so scary. When you can kind of talk through some of the things, be like, hey, you know, all you got when you run up against this, all you got to do is that. That's why I like these YouTube videos are so good, because not only is someone describing it, but they're also showing you exactly what to do. I mean, there's not a whole lot of differences in boats. The idea is, you know, especially like this boat in particular, I fully expect this boat to run another 30 years and make it to the next rewire. We're not just going to use a pull rope to run wire through and then drop the pull rope in the bottom of the hole. We're probably going to pull a couple of pull ropes to the front and a couple of pull ropes to the back and tie them off and leave them somewhere that's convenient to find. It's one of the greatest gifts you can ever receive when rewiring a boat is popping open the hatch and seeing a pull rope going from the bilge to the console. So that's what we're going to try to do for the next boat owner for this boat. So we want to leave most of these wires in here for the time being, just because, I mean, we are doing kind of a video series on this and want to keep, show you everything every step of the way, but I want to run some pull rope from the bilge to the console. It's not typically the order of operations I'd go here. I'd probably wait until I was ready to run wire throughout the whole boat and run a pull rope with it. But just to show you guys, you know, how I like to connect the pull rope to a wire and run it from, if I need to get one, you can imagine this is a wire if you wanted to. Like you're replacing an old wire, you can do your pull rope and your wire to it. So I'm just gonna take a sacrificial wire from back here, and looking at this, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Sometimes they'll just run with the wires. The problem with this is pushing this fish tape through, but also if you're trying to pull one wire back, you got a bunch of wires in that rigging tube. One thing that people don't think about is this whole wire harness probably pulled all at the same time. So when you're pulling that rope through, not every single wire is just stacked in there nice and neat together the whole way back. A lot of times they're knurled around each other and twisted, and they're tight here and loose there. So how you tape up that rope is really important. That's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. But right now, what I'm doing, since I can't get that wire from back there because it's taped to other wires all the way through, I'm gonna try to get this fish tape through the rigging tube to the back. Obviously the rigging tube doesn't come to the hole underneath the console because that would be too easy. The rigging tube starts about right here. That's okay, we'll figure that out. Got my fish tape running to the hole. I got a hold on her right here to this fuel sender access pipe weight. I think I can reach the mouth of that rigging tube. So I got the mouth of the rigging tube. A lot of this is just feel. Get it started. That's a good thing about these fish tapes, they're stiff, so even though you're 5 feet down the line, you can still push on it. There, I hit a tough spot. The good thing is, instead of just continuing to push it, try to jiggle it around while pushing it intermittently, you might just find the exit. Yep. There she is. Pick up this fish tape on our website. So believe it or not, even something as simple as taping your pull rope to your fish tape, or if you're using a wire as your pulling mechanism, even that has a method that will help you hit success. And so you kind of have like two things you got to think about. One being, you don't want to make this thing super fat. It's got to go through a rigging tube with a whole bunch of other wires in it. So you don't want to use double layers, triple layers of tape, but you want to do it in a type of way that lets it pass through, but at the same time you want the tape to hold. So one thing you want to keep in mind is try to keep that tape tight as you're wrapping. That'll help a lot. Electrical tape's really good because it'll stretch before it breaks, and that's what you want. You don't want this wire or this rope. Say you have one wire and you're trying to get it from one place to the other, and that tape lets go about halfway through. Now you don't have a wire anymore, and your fish tape's only halfway through the rigging tube. Not a big deal on this project, but there have been plenty of runs where that makes a 30-minute job become a 3-hour job. And I'm just gonna go on down. You can make long runs with the tape when you're taping it up. And one thing that you want to think about too, while you're doing this, a lot of times you may want to pull 1 or 2 wires, or maybe you want to pull 2 pull ropes. I'm gonna pull 2 pull ropes so that I can pull one and not have to worry about running another one. That's something you can do. So I'm gonna pull plenty out, cut that. So I got rope on top of this flat fish tape already right here. I'll put this rope over here on the side. It's gonna make it super thick. I've got another flat side on this fish tape. I'm not gonna run this rope all the way up to where this one started, because that's already kind of like an edge that can get caught on stuff if it goes in. I'm gonna tuck it back here so that, say, if you had both of them right there, it just makes that spot that can get stuck a lot easier, all in one spot. Let's say I hit something on my way back through that wants to catch right there. I can punch through it right there, and I know in a couple inches I'm gonna hit it again, so I can be prepared for that. Once again, this boat, this rigging tube, not packed out. This is a fairly easy one, so you're probably not gonna run into any issues. But a lot of boats, I mean, they've got 9 inches diameter of wire and a 4-inch pipe. You know, it's just packed out. So the way that you tie this, you tape these pull ropes, or tape wire to wire, or tape wire to your fish tape, whatever you're doing to run it through, it does matter. As you can see, I'm going away from the direction that I'm running this fish tape. If I taped back this way, the end of my tape would be here. If it started getting picked on, it's gonna slide up, it's gonna create this ball. And that's not gonna punch the rigging tube very well. Always go the opposite direction of the tape before you actually pull that wire with it. You want to be careful here. Normally get started to the point where it's going to want to booger up the nose. Another thing to think about when you're doing this, you ain't got to yank on it too hard. Start feeling resistance instead of pulling harder. Then you push it back to try to wiggle it a lot. Like one on my tape.
Wish I had stuttered.